this video tutorial from Depth of Field Photography, and this is Ankur. Today we're going to show you how to use the patch and healing tool, spot healing tool of Photoshop in the content aware mode, so that you can get rid of some of the disturbances from your foreground that you might have in your landscape photographs most of the time. You can have it in any photograph, and these tools you can use to get rid of anything that you don't want in your photograph while keeping the rest of the texture intact. So as you can see, we have this nice shot from Kochi, Kerala, and it's a beach, and we have nice fishing nets on the background. The scene looks good. It's kind of early evening, but the problem with the foreground is that it's quite common with popular beaches. You have lots of disturbances. You have a garbage bag, you have some red and yellow plastic, you got some paper, a lot of them spread across the beach. So it's distracting. It's kind of distracting. So what we want to do is we're going to get rid of these things while at the same time keep the texture of the sand intact so that it looks good. So the first thing we want to do is we want to duplicate our first layer. I would highly recommend that you do it all the time you record anything. And this is because if you do this, you keep your actual photograph intact while you actually do some changes to it. And when you do changes like these, like this patch tools and all, these are distractive. So distractive ways mean that you cannot get back to the original in an easy way. You're changing the photograph, so it's good to keep a backup. You can duplicate the layer in two ways. One, you right click on it and you go to duplicate layer and you're done. But the preferred way that is preferable for me is click and drag it on this new layer, and you got a new layer for yourself. And let's name it foreground. You can name it anything actually. So now the first thing we're going to remove is this garbage bag. So what we're going to do is go here and select the patch tool. You can do it in 2-3 different ways. We're going to use the patch tool here. The important thing is to keep an eye on this place, patch. The type is not normal. We're going to use content aware. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a small selection here, just enough to accommodate this garbage bag. Now we're going to move it. So we're going to move it to a place whose texture matches closely to the texture around the garbage bag. So it looks kind of like this. This place looks good. If we keep it here, this texture looks good to the garbage bag's our surrounding texture. So you leave it here. It takes some time, and it patches it. And you press Control D or Command D, and see, you have a nice texture of the sand, but the garbage bag's gone. So Photoshop does a fantastic job there. You can move pretty much all these things from your foreground using the patch tool. Just create a circle of selection and then move it around to another place and just leave it, and there you go. Just remember one thing: when you do this thing, don't remove or don't move something from a dark area to a bright area, because in that case you'll create an uneven darkness and brightness around your photograph. If you're moving something from the bright area like this one, don't take a sample from here. Look, it's kind of different. So take a sample from around its neighboring places. You can clean up most of your photograph like this, because this tool is quite handy. It works like a charm, and it cleans up your foreground in such a fantastic way that it looks way better. Now when you're done with all these patches, and as we are on this topic, I'm going to show you another tool that you can use in the similar scenarios. It's not that you have to use it, but that's also as useful. You go to this patch tool, press, and then you get all these things, and you select Spot Healing Brush Tool. And again, don't need to change the mode or anything. Just make sure you have this type selected as content aware. Now what this tool does is that it removes small patches or lines and fills them in a content aware fashion. So this is how it works. You can, by the way, you can increase the size of this brush with your bracket keys. So the closing bracket increases it and the opening bracket decreases the size. So this size, the size you want to choose is the one that fits closely to the subject you want to remove. So if I want to remove this particular line, black line, whatever it is, I don't want to choose something this big. I want to choose something that's as close as possible to the size of this or width of this line. So I choose this and I draw this and gone. Same way for places where these are like spots, you can just click on it and it's gone. So for this one, maybe we make it a bit bigger and it's gone. Gone. So as you can see, we have a bit cleaner or a lot cleaner foreground than we had. But while cleaning up your foreground, make sure you don't, or try to keep this in mind, that you don't want to remove everything. Sometimes one or two pebbles in the foreground or seashells here and there, they add to the picture. They are not much of a disturbance. They add to the photograph. So that's it. Let's see the difference. What do we have? So just click on this eye so that this layer is hidden. So see, this is what it was and this is what it is. So we've removed all these things, but our sand texture is exactly what it was. So that's pretty much of this video for this time. Hope to do a lot more video for you so that you can better your photography in the coming days. Until next time, thank you, bye, and take care.